People have been asking about what is the difference between a mature age interest scheme and a diploma holders university interest scheme. Now, the diploma holders interest scheme is a scheme for holders of diplomas in relevant programs who would want to pursue a degree in a related program. For example, you can see this is the advert that was released by the academic registrar on the 2nd of January 2025, and you can see it reads, the academic registrar, Makerere University invites applications from the diploma holders only for admission under the government sponsorship scheme, not exceeding 5% of the intake capacity. So let's say a given program has up to 100 admissions. The entry for diploma holders is usually not more than 5%. That means for 100 people in a class, you would not expect more than 5 of them to be admitted through government sponsorship as diploma holders. But there was also private sponsorship for the same. So perhaps 5% or less for diploma holders government sponsorship, and about 5% or less for private sponsorship. Perhaps that means about 10% are diploma holders. And then to the university undergraduate degree programs for the 2025-2026 academic year. The 2025-2026 academic year begins in August 2025. Each applicant should possess at least a credit or a second class or equivalent diploma in relevant field from a recognized institution, plus UCE with at least 5 passes or its equivalent, and a Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education with at least 1 principal pass and the 2 subsidiaries obtained at the same city or its equivalent. Now, these are the requirements for one to have a valid UCE for recognition for the degree programs at the institution. Then we also have the A-level requirement. It has to be the A-level with at least a principal pass and 2 subsidiaries. Of course, and then also have its equivalent. But of course, there are exceptions, like for example, we shall see through that. For example, Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery does not consider an A-level equivalent. It doesn't consider an A-level equivalent. It requires one to have sat A-level with a principal pass in biology, not an A-level equivalent. So someone who has a certificate in nursing to a diploma in, say, nursing may not be eligible to use this scheme, or someone with a diploma in lab but attained after a certificate in lab and did not sit biology at A-level could be excluded for a program like medicine and surgery. And now this is a scheme that doesn't consider any exam. They just consider your CGPA. Of course, they are saying it should be at least a credit or a second class or its equivalent. That is a CGPA of 2.8 and above. 2.8 and above. That is a second class. Lower, that is at the lowest, up to a 5. So between 2.8 and 5. 2.8 and above, up to 5. But of course, the higher the CGPA, the better. Also depending on how competitive your program of choice is. So you're supposed to pay a non-refundable fee of 50,000 Uganda shillings plus a bank charge using the ACMIS reference number, the one you generate from the system, to be paid to any bank used by URA before submitting a system-generated application form to the admissions office. So after that, you're supposed to submit physically at the Senate Building, level 3, room 315, and then you're supposed to have certified copies of your diploma transcripts. You don't need photocopies, but you need the real certified copies. So if you don't have the certified copies, you're supposed to go to the awarding institution of, let's say, if it's a Uganda Nurses and Midwives examination board, they're supposed to give you certified copies. If you don't have them, you go with a transcript and you pay usually about 6 copies for 10,000. The stamp will bear it will bear, you make photocopies and they stamp with a stamp bearing the word certified copy. So that is what you're supposed to submit, not the photocopies of that. You submit the real copies that that bear the word certified copy, the original stamp. So incomplete applications shall not be processed. The details of the diplomas required for each program can be viewed on the undergraduate admission board. Of course, there you can go to the Senate level 3 and check out those, but you can also check them out here on their website. You can see www.mac.ac.ug. Now, applicants will be responsible for verification of the academic documents from the awarding institution after admission. So that is very important, that because falsifying of this document can be very disastrous. They will, at the time of verification, can be a problem. People have been having those tendencies of falsifying the document, which can catch up with you. They also say that each applicant should attach a copy of the birth certificate to the application form. The closing date for returning the system-generated application form to the university is the 28th Feb 2025, and it will be a Friday. And they even tell you that candidates are warned against submitting forged academic document, as this will lead to automatic cancellation of admission, revocation of the award. Even after you had completed it, can be revoked where applicable, and prosecution in the courts of law. Also note that candidates whose ordinary and that is O-level and advanced level results are of grades. So of course the transcript, your pass slip, would bear grades. You can see, you see grade 5, grade 7, but you can, when you see grade Y, grade Z, grade 7 and grade 9, don't need to apply because they are not eligible for admission. And candidates who possess third class or past diplomas don't need to apply. So third class is anything below 2.8, that is 2.99 and below. Okay, so between 2 and 2.99 they don't need to apply. So these are some of the programs that are being advertised. Okay, and they are the respective codes. You need to know these codes, but of course from this you know the code you're looking for. Let's say you want a Bachelor of Science in Medical Radiography, you fill the BMR as the code. Okay, so all these are the programs that are considered, but you should have a relevant diploma. So the relevant diplomas are displayed on the Senate building, level 3, room 317. So there's a on level 3 there's a notes board which shows the programs that can do, let's say, a Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, a diploma program that can do a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, something like that. So this is how they are. And they also say when it comes to School of Law that applicants for Bachelor of Laws must sit and pass the pre-entry exams to be set by Makerere University. The advertisement for Bachelor of Laws pre-entry exams will come out in March 2025. So you see, so if you hold a diploma in law or any other diploma that can be considered for admission into Bachelor of Laws, then you must be ready to sit for the pre-entry exams. So